Welcome back, comrades, to DIY by NZguy. Replacing a cold water expansion valve. Overview. Just going to cover what I've done and how I got the project completed. So it started off with a leaky cold water expansion valve that was poorly placed against the wall right over here, where you can see somewhere here where all the crappy pipes are that I've bent away. I'll recycle them later. The problem with this is you couldn't see it, couldn't access it, and it started to leak due to a manufacturer's defect, which has a hole just there. So by taping it up, and that gave me a couple of months to source out a new one at a way cheaper price than if you go to a regular plumbing shop. You're going to be paying like double, so it pays off to putting the project off a little bit if you can, so you can find a cheaper or better deal for plumbing components, which is good. And then bought all the stuff. So first things first, when you need to replace it, if it's just one item and you don't need to redo the piping like I did, it's fantastic. Just go out, have a look around, search Trade Me. Quite often has decent prices. There's no guarantee, but nobody's guaranteeing these for that long, as long as their work can last. And you should be well off in that case, since you're doing it yourself anyway. Nobody's gonna guarantee it. When you hire a plumber, he might come with some sort of guarantee. Okay, these parts will last that long, but then if they crap out, go prove that you didn't muck around with it or something. So in any case, forget what I said, let's move on. So get it at a good deal. If you just got to replace one item, fantastic. You don't need to listen to most of this video, but just if you are, what I had to do is I drew up a plan of what actually is happening, and then I was thinking, okay, I want the pipes to go here, there, and then I went and looked around what kind of fittings they have. Turns out they only got these fittings available at that place that I was going to buy them at. So I thought this nut was going to be on this T, but it wasn't. So hence have to adjust the drawing plan, adjust the number of fittings, and go from there. Went with the Butte line product, as because all I had to do is cut its size, fit it up, and crimp it, and it was going to be holding, I think, caps out at about 15 bar, which exceeds my water cylinder, so fantastic, and should work quite well. The other thing is, luckily, like all the fittings, like you got a 20mm elbow going into a nut, and it just fits all the threads, so don't need to worry about too much. Is it imperial? Is it metric? Is it going to fit? Is it not? I had to just buy it and fit it on. So first things first, if you're going to do this project, so draw up a plan, look at which fittings are available, do that. Second is draw up another plan which includes all the fittings that you're going to be using, so that when you go to the hardware store, you have like a shopping list and you can go off that to buy it. When you kind of measure each part, okay, yep, you got all the right parts, because you are going to be paying for it, so you want to get it right. So come back home. What you can do is on the day that you're thinking of doing it, make sure nobody's around, because you'll be turning off the water completely to the house. So maybe take a day off where everybody's out of the house and you got a free reign where you can have some time to do it. Plus make sure you get enough time If you do make any mistakes, you have enough time to run to the hardware store, grab an extra fitting that you maybe missed, or maybe, you know, it doesn't fit, so you have time to react and fix your issues. After that, first things first, turn off the water. It should be done just outside. There's a tap somewhere. Find it, turn it off to the house. Come back to the house to drain the water completely from the pipes. You got to activate all the taps and the shower so that the water would be running from the top through here. And by activating this valve, it will be just running through the sewage drain and going out. Sweet. That's first. Second, obviously you'll be turning it off, the power there, and shutting off any valves that you've got. So I've got one just down there. Sweet. So you've turned it all off, turned off the power, drained it. Now you can cut. Just a side note, I didn't have anything good to cut the pipe with. What you can do is you can use like a multi-tool or a saw to cut through the pipe, and then just use a craft knife to tidy up the ends, and it just works just the same. Also, I only have kind of one adjustable wrench, and it was barely enough, so I had to use this little bugger. So if you can get yourself a nice big wrench to fit all the big nuts on there, that's something you need to plan before you get into the job. And yeah, just keep that in mind. So take it easy. So pick one of the pipes that you can replace if you stuff up maybe first. So I chose to cut it here. It used to be all the way down there. So I've cut that, fitted my cold water expansion valve on. Just don't crimp it yet. Just put some little bit of tape to hold it in. Make sure it's all the way in. It's the pipe fits in about 2 centimeters or so. Make sure that's in. Then look for another one. Okay, it goes from here. Need to measure it. Okay, up to here. Take into account how much it goes into the fittings. Okay, cut it, fit it, and just do a dry fit. Same thing, if you need it to hold it, just tape it in. Then the other one, then the other one, then the next one. Just nice and slow, one part at a time, and then make sure there's no like tension on them, nothing like this, because from the feedback I've got from some, make sure there's no coils in these, so there's no pressure on these, because they do burst under pressure. So if they're nice and free floating as they are here, so yeah, they should be alright. But if they got a kind of bendy force on them, they're gonna burst, because it's just plastic, and you know, it cycles through cold and hot and all that stuff. So once you all dry fitted and you're happy with how it's everything set up, just double check, make sure you know your pipes are running where you want them to. You got the drainage pipe, you know, reaching to a reservoir, so if it starts going, nothing's going. Then you can possibly, before that, you pre-booked a crimper, which you can hire from a DIY retailer. So you go get the crimper. All you need it for is for like 20 minutes, and that's it. So go over, like me, I've gone over it twice, 1, 2. So crimp, you know, start crimping from the top. Normally I start from the top, work your way down, crimp, 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 get them all crimped up. Double checking, make sure, okay, yep, I've crimped this one, I've crimped that. Nothing wrong with triple checking. Make sure you get all the crimps, and then when you're satisfied, yep, put the crimps aside, and it's in reverse. Okay, or basically the same way actually. So you're gonna go to the main water supply, turn it on, let the water run through, because it'll be coming in through, so that it passes through, spits out any air from the pipes. Then turn off the taps and come back, turn on the hot water supply, turn on the power, and go back again, run the water through. Okay, now the hot water is running, the cold water is running. come back and double check, make sure it's not leaking, dripping, nothing like that. That's why I still have the paper towels here. I don't have the messy bin here anymore, don't kind of need it. So nothing, you know, I've been checking for a couple of days, nothing's been dripping. It's all done professionally to an extent, and I'm very happy, like very happy with the results. Not only did I improve it, I was able to move the cylinder away from the wall. Just gonna open up another project where I'm gonna build a box, a thermal insulating box around it, which is gonna help me keep this, you know, out of my eye, keep it covered from the dust and workspace in the garage, yada yada, all good. Yeah, there's less tensions on the pipe. I will run this pipe all the way out. And speaking of running, let's have a quick look. This is how much water comes out of it in about 2.5 days. I would estimate about 4 maybe liters, 4 to 5 liters of water that comes out. Say 2.5 days, 5 liters. That's what? That's 2 liters a day. That the valve is designed to drop the pressure, so it keeps dripping out here. Compare that to about 50 to 60 liters per day. I'm basically saving heaps of water now, thanks to this, and in the long run it's going to pay off. And the other thing is, yes, I didn't connect this to run outside yet. That I can do really easy, just in a day or so. But I do want to recess these pipes somewhere, either in the wall or in that edge there, just so that I'm not tripping over it. Because sometimes I had to climb in there, I'm afraid I'm going to step on it, break it, and then I have water in the garage. So I want to put it away where you can't trip over it, you can't damage it, and it's safe and it's working. But that's another project. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video has been a little bit informative of what I've done. I did have to cut through quite a bit of wall just to readjust these, but that's just my job, what I wanted, and I got it done. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe for more projects that are going to be in the future. And this has been DIY by NZguy. Cold water expansion valve overview. Cheers.